Oh, hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night. It's Whiskey Wednesday. It's Dave. How we all doing? I'm tired, but I'm enjoying a nice whiskey. I hope you might be having something nice tonight as well. I'm trying out this little thing. Let's see if it's working. Hey, it kind of is. We can see everyone's little comments on the chat. It's a little something new here. Let's see. Is that working? Yeah, maybe. Oh, hey, I can go full screen on this too. I'm going back. It's a new thing we can see. Evening, everybody. Evening, Libby. Evening, Gavin, Moody, Beatrice. What we drinking tonight? What are you having? Some water, some tea. My friends across the pond are probably having a little bit of tea, a little nightcap tea, or maybe they're having something else. Post it in the chat what you're having. Tonight, I'm actually having a gift from someone that gifted me a little bit of single malt Welsh whiskey, Penderyn, at UK Games Expo. This was so kind. A single malt Welsh whiskey. It's quite delicious, very crisp. It says Madeira, so it must have been in a Madeira cask. Oh, wait, I didn't even read the side here. Let's see here. At premium strength, Penderyn has an exceptionally balanced taste with an aroma of cream toffee and fleetingly of fresh new leather. Hey, leather and toffee. No, there's no sports bag in this, people. There's leather and toffee. Then, as the initial sensations fade, the finishing notes of tropical fruits, raisins, and wet dog. Wait, what? No, vanilla emerge strongly and are long lasting. Ar Simru. I don't know. That maybe that's something in Welsh. I probably slaughtered that. Sorry. That's cool. From Wales. Grifter Premium. Oh no, that's in Welsh. Okay. I'm not sure what that says, but that's pretty cool, folks. That's pretty awesome. So having a nice little dram of Penderyn tonight for my happy hour dram here. Penderyn single malt Welsh whiskey. Forget this Scotch stuff. Who needs Scotland when you've got Wales? Looks like we've got some other people too. We got people from Fun with Boxes here. Awesome. Liam, that's right. The Paverson Overlord. Pepsi Max Cherry. Awesome. Thanks, Tim, for tuning in. Thanks to everybody for tuning in tonight. We got some fun stuff to talk about tonight. And you can see my cocktails box behind me as well. This is a little mock-up that we have, but you can kind of see, again, really excited about cocktails coming up here soon. We're going to be crowdfunding it this autumn. We can see that awesome for Bloody Marys. Do we have Bloody Marys across the pond, folks? This is a big thing in the States, of course. Get all those garnishes on if you can. Good evening, Box Meeples. That might be Julian there tuning in and saying hi. So again, maybe say what you've got in the chat, what you might be drinking and enjoying. And let's dive in. Lots of stuff to talk about tonight. The first thing I want to do, though, is recap where I just came back from. Of course, I came back from the UK Games Expo. It was an awesome time. I'm just going to show a little bit of my personal feed from Facebook because it was a great time. There I am with my awesome crew. That was that day one? Yes, we looked refreshed. So it definitely must have been day one at our booth. It was such a great crew, such a great show. We had a big booth. We had a big team. We needed them all. In fact, we actually could have used even more. It was such a busy week busy weekend. We sold out of Luthier within a couple hours of the first day. That's how busy it was. And we had just such an amazing crew. Almost all of them were returners. So that was so fun. You can see that's once it had started. That was, I don't know, that was probably within the first hour or so, I think, just how busy it was. People sitting down and playing games, people just really having a great time playing all the different games we were running. And we had just people that just knew so much about our games. Our staff are just so knowledgeable, so dedicated, so passionate. There's Liz teaching and running a rehearsal of Luthier. So again, we had our game toppers Actually, Berkey right now is running another Game Toppers Kickstarter. So if you're looking for an affordable option to put on top of the table you already own, he's got a Kickstarter going on right now for Game Toppers. So we use those at our conventions that are awesome. People could sign up ahead of time or right there and be able to sit down just to get a little bit of an overview of the game around, play about 60 to 75 minutes of the game. There we've got a couple other people, Liam and Cam in the back, and Robin running Distilled, and then Liam and Cam at the sales table. Emily kind of doing a quick pitch of Luthier 2. Luthier as well, Luthier 2. It sounds like there's already an expansion. No, don't. No, Dave. No, that'll kill me, please. But again, here it is, really busy, as you can see as well. So we had it both for people to sit down and play, but then also just to walk up and maybe get 5-10 minutes overview as well. So that was a lot of fun too. There's Tim. Oh, Tim. I swear Tim is like a great teacher. Tim right there almost looks like he's ready to kill someone. He's like, but I swear he's really, really excited. I caught him in an interesting moment there. But again, they're really excited about it as well. You can see people are signing up for the newsletter. You can kind of see there. I don't know if you can see my mouse. Can you? Yeah, you can. You can see I've got something pasted over there. That means there's a QR code underneath that. Within the first, 10 to 20 minutes of the day, all our slots fill up. And so I have to cover that up and say, please come back tomorrow and try and grab a spot because it's so popular, which is so exciting. There's Liam and Cam. They were working kind of the sales booth. So if someone were to come up and buy games, that's who would be the smiling faces greeting them as well. Here's Moody also teaching it. And that's, of course, our custom playmat too. So the playmat is a beautiful illustration of Vincent Dutrait's artwork, the board plus more, of course, that people can use and play. But then if you flip it over, it's just wood grain, so that you can use it for all your games. So there's Moody teaching the game, being very patient and of course humorous the way Moody is. And so that was really fun. And you can see we've got people, of course, that might be familiar with Luthier, but also some that might not know Luthier or even be used to these types of games. And that's why we have the rehearsal to be able to help people learn these types of games, holding their hand through the process. We've got Luke as well as Jack up front, also talking about Luthier, as well as Jack's talking about Distilled. In the background there, you've got Richard teaching a little bit about Class of '89, one of our upcoming games that's going to be coming out next year, still in prototype form, giving people a chance to play test these games before we have any art. We've done that with Luthier as well in the past too. So you can kind of see the booth from an angle there. You can see we've got a very big booth. So this is about 450 square feet, I want to say. So for my friends who visit me at Gen Con last year, you'll remember my Gen Con booth is a 10 by 10 at the back of the hall facing the emergency exits. That's 100 square feet. So here, this is a 450 square foot booth. In the UK and Europe, they let us have the space we need, which is wonderful. So we're still trying to get bigger space at Gen Con. We hope someday we'll get it. But it's wonderful to be able to spread out the amount of space we need and our fans deserve as well. So there's Richard teaching a couple awesome content creators, Distilled cocktails. So there you can see a little bit of, it's kind of out of focus, but we see some of the stuff laid out on the table for the cocktails expansion. And they might have a little tasty treats they're sipping on as well. There's a close-up of the awesome box and the cool setup that Libby put together. We had this really cool bar setup just to kind of give a little bit of that flavor and style of what you can expect out of cocktails right there at the booth. And so there we have a little bit of Paverson brand spirits, a little bit of tasty whiskey. Okay, really, it was just, I think, tea that was in there, but we can use our imagination. And so there we go with that mock-up of that box. The funny thing is Libby did such a good job. Eric, of course, did a good job with kind of putting the box together quickly ahead of time. And then Libby did such a good job with mocking, it's the same box here, mocking the box up that everyone's like, okay, so it's for sale. Can I get it, please? Can I buy it? Yeah. Can I just buy it, please? Give it to me. I'll buy it. Oh, it was apple juice, was it? Oh, that's funny. And also, of course, everyone's like, is it really this big? I think I saw maybe Julian said that earlier. And no, it's not going to be this big, although it will be this big width and height. It just won't be this deep, but it will be probably 2/3 of that deep, because it is going to be a big freaking expansion, folks. We're going to pack a lot in there, just like we packed in with Distilled. So it's going to be big. But just love this setup that Libby designed with the bar. It really gave that atmosphere that we want to create, just like we do with our games, and we hope to do more of that with our future booths. There's us. So there's an awesome crew. So Richard, our developer for all of our games, Libby, events and social media, and all of our community coordinator, and me. This was, I think, the day before. I can't remember. Before it all happened, we just happened to see this cocktail, so we wanted to take a shot of that. There we are, some of our crew out for dinner, celebrating, getting some fancy food and celebrating, out having a good time, out for dinner. Well-deserved meal. And then I had to include this too. This is Richard and I out for cricket. Well, there's a little plug for Richard's game too. Out for cricket as well. This was after it was all over, when I went back, before I flew home. Got to watch Richard's son. Man, he hit, I forget what it's called. I don't know if Richard's watching, but it was, I forget what it's called when you hit it and he got like 6 points, I think, out when he hit the thing out over the thing, and it bounced out or whatever. And it was big, and it was like a home run. It was like the equivalent to a home run in cricket. And it was awesome. And it was the only one that maybe he did it in the entire game. His son's really good. And of course, Richard has designed and published his own game, a cricket card game. So you can see he's like in full form there, like showing it off there. He's got his hat, he's got his shirt, he's in full uniform there too. So anyway, so I think that's it for those. Yeah. So there's that. Oops. Let's see. How do I get that out of full screen? Perfect. Okay, let's pop back to this. Okay, good. So anyway, so it was awesome. UK Games Expo was the best year yet. I've been going for 3 years now. That was largely thanks to the amazing team. It was largely thanks to Libby, like helping us basically upgrade everything. It was just all around, our fans coming out, our community coming out and showing support. It was just amazing. Thank you so much to everybody that stepped up and came on out. So thank you. The next thing I wanted to point out too, just as a reminder to people, and also if you came to UK Games Expo, I know a lot of you in the chat maybe were there. What was your favorite part? What was your favorite part of either UK Games Expo? Did you swing by Papers and Games? Comment in the chat. We'd love to hear. Did you have a favorite moment, favorite game that you played, or favorite demo or that you saw, especially Papers and Games booth that you have as well? So we'd love to hear about that. Honestly, I'm not blowing smoke here. It is my favorite con because it's just, everyone's so nice. It's not about like crazy busy insanity. You get to stop and meet people too. So I just love it. Next thing I want to talk about too is remind people about cocktails with our bottle contest. This is really important because we're actually doing this for all of you. We are holding in just for the whole idea of distilled cocktails itself. We are holding let me do this here. There we go. We're holding a bottle naming contest, where there are, of course, 4 different regions in distilled in the game, as well in cocktails. Of course, we have that, but the bottles themselves, we are leaving open to you to name and come up with. And then Eric is going to illustrate them. We've already done the first one, the Americas region, and that has come up with a still. We have decided, we had 4 different ones that were voted on. In fact, let's see if I can pull that up. I think I've got it here somewhere. Where are you? I know you're here somewhere. Where? Maybe not. No, this is ridiculous. Never mind. I'm not going to do it. I'll just go back to my bottle. I bet I'm on the wrong page. I am. That's okay. We'll go back here. Anyway, we had a still we voted on. We had 4 different finalists, and then we had people vote on those. So basically what you do is you submit until this next Monday. You're going to submit ideas. And in this case, the Africa and Middle East region. So it might be It doesn't necessarily have to be a bottle that you own at all. It might be a bottle you find online, or an idea for a bottle that you think would be cool and represent that region. Maybe it's a certain type of spirit. I saw one that someone submitted that was like a disco ball for Buka. I saw one that was submitted that was a dodo bird as well. In fact, that was Libby's, and I think Libby owns that, which is awesome. Like, so there's really cool ones that represent different elements that obviously we wanted to kind of represent Africa in that way, and the Middle East. The one for Americas with the still, you might say, well, stills everywhere. Well, the still is because there is a couple brands in the States that actually have a still as the bottle shape. So it's kind of just like the Maker's Mark has the wax seal, and we have that in the game. This is kind of like that. So that's a cool one. So please think about coming up with some and submit them either on Facebook. You'll see it on our Facebook page, or on Discord. Libby posted the Discord in the chat. So in the Facebook chat, and maybe she can post it in the YouTube one as well, so that you can also make sure to join and put your pictures of a bottle up there. We'll do then a vote. We'll have the final four that we kind of determine, and then you get to vote, and you as a community get to choose that, and then we will illustrate that, and that will be in the game. So this is the next one, and then we'll go on to the next region after that. So really exciting stuff about that as far as the different bottles. And we can't wait to see what you come up with for each region. The first one is already exciting. And if Jamie's watching, I don't know if Jamie's out there. Hey, man, I was all for the clown. I wanted the clown too, but I think the clown just kind of creeps some people out a little bit. So I'm sorry. I'm all for the clown. Maybe we can get the clown in one of the other regions. Maybe are clowns something in the Europe? I don't think so. I think clowns are probably an American thing mostly. But still, for the clowns, one for the clowns. I'm going to have one for the clowns. Speaking of Europe, I don't know if I'm going to open this tonight, but here's another bottle that was gifted to me. This is a certain type of Polish vodka, flavored vodka. Looks like this might be peaches or pears or apricots or something, but Polish vodka that was gifted to me. This is by Adam, actually, from Board Game Night. So that was kind of cool. But yeah. Okay. So moving on. The next thing I'm excited to show you over here is our new website, or our revised website. I want to share with you and show off. We did a kind of overhaul to the website. It's a little smaller. That didn't do it. Where are you, Dave? How about that's good. Our website now kind of has been revised to allow for us to kind of show off all the different products, but also do a little bit more too. So obviously it cycles through some of the different games we have, which is cool. And again, this is just paversongames.com, and has a nice new video that we worked with Play the Game HQ to create this video, as well as all the different product shots we did too. And a couple other things I wanted to show you. Now, when you hover over shop, you can choose from a couple different areas. So if you go to Luthier, obviously everything right now I have is sold out. Just because I want to make sure all of our backers get it before anyone else can access this stuff. It features, each one then features really beautiful product shots of the game. Again, done by Play the HQ, which is Daniel and Allison. And then just like with, and then again, you have this really beautiful kind of video going through as well. And then has kind of dives in a little bit more into some of the details, some of the mechanics or kind of hooks of the game too. Kind of a rotating slideshow of images as well. And then eventually Ryan from Knights Around the Table right now is working on an updated version of the How to Play video. So that'll be here too with all the new components. And then we do have the soundtrack. Now, I'm not going to have the soundtrack that we commissioned available yet, because that's another Kickstarter backer kind of exclusive. So for those of you that got that, you've all should have already gotten an email to download that. So you were able to listen to that already. If that was part of the tier you backed, you can download that and listen to it. In a couple months, I'm going to make it available for streaming online for people that are interested to want to listen to it. But for anyone that's interested right now, I have curated with Kevin's help who is our musicologist that we've consulted with, who's also our logistics coordinator, to create a massive Spotify playlist that you all can access for free right now. It's 70 songs, over 9 hours of music. It's public and free, so you can all access it right now. It's beautiful. It features every single composer and performer in the game. And so that I've put together and created that playlist for all of you to access as well. So you're welcome to access that through Spotify right now, or through the website right now. So again, I'm really excited about the site, as far as if you wanted to, see a piece or a thing, you can kind of look at it and learn more about it. Obviously, eventually, if you wanted to purchase it as well. For my American friends out here right now, this does not reflect tariff prices. Reflected prices, these might change a little bit. We'll talk about tariffs in a second. Unfortunately, about us, I'm really excited about this. Of course, the team's grown from just Dave. It used to be just Dave, to a bigger team now, which is exciting. So we've got, of course, Richard with game development, Libby with community events, and Kevin with logistics. And then Cody does handles our rules. And then Neotang Wei, which is we also call him Terrence. You'll see him a lot often in Discord, does a lot with our play testing. So really fun there. I asked them all a couple pretty kind of simple questions, so you can learn a little bit more about them as well. On the About Us section. News is just typical stuff when we announce news. Then finally, resources has also been retooled. Hey, look, it's Dave's head. Contact us. So for those that want to submit a game idea to Paverson Games, or just contact, or perhaps media that wants to reach out and get media kits from us, download logos, images, videos, or perhaps submit a request to review a copy. Maybe they want to, this is also where they can access all the soundtracks distilled as well. And again, I remember some people saying like, oh, I think, creating soundtracks is kind of a cool new thing that people in board games are doing. We've been doing it since the beginning, people. Come on. So Distilled also has its own soundtrack. If people didn't know that, I commissioned that with the help of all of you backers, and you can go and listen to that. That's more of an ambient soundtrack, but you can do that. That's all free. And now, of course, the other thing you can do, for those that don't know, you can create your own spirits and your own tasting flights with our Creative Spirit engine. So you can do that right here and print those out and play in your game. Customer support's like submitting for refunds and replacements and that type of thing. That happens. And then our FAQ has kind of been retooled too. So if you have certain questions, things like, is Distilled a drinking game, or what sleeve size or brand, and that type of thing as well. So we've tried to do as much as we can to make this a site that will answer most of your questions, or help you get what you need whenever you need it. And again, the last thing I'll say here too is we now eventually, in the next couple months, if you live in Canada, it'll ship from Canada. If you live in America, it'll ship from America. UK from UK. EU from Germany in the EU. Australia from Australia. So we now have hubs all around the world that will ship from hopefully near you, so that the shipping will not break the bank. And especially for my Canadian friends, I know that's been somewhat frustrating in the past, and I'm very happy to report that we've really tried to work hard to find a solution that won't break the bank for you in the future for shipping. I think when we first released Cast Strength, it was I remember saying like, I'm happy to report that you can order Cast Strength now from my website. And my Canadian friend said, well, that's great, Dave, but it costs $30 to ship me Cast Strength, and it costs $15 to buy it. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that, because I was shipping it from Florida. And anyway, so that's the website. I hope you'll take a bit of time to explore it. I'll put the link in the chat. You can go explore that wherever you'd like as well. And take a look. Let me know, since it is brand new, there might be some bugs. Feel free to point any out to me. Just send me a message rather than post it here in the comments. Or if there's anything that, if there's any grammatical errors or anything, I'd love to get that feedback so I can make those changes too. So I wanted to share that with all of you first. Okay. let's move on then. Next thing I want to talk about and show is a couple new things. I'm happy to report we've got a new t-shirt, new Paverson t-shirt. Let's see if I can show it off. Paverson. So we just got a couple new ones of this. It's not going to show off. Is it going to show off the glitteriness? They're actually goldy glittery. There's just a little bit of sparkle on them. You can kind of see it. There's a little sparkly sparkle. I'm like Edward the Sparkly Vampire. Sorry, my daughter loves Twilight, so I always talk about sparkly vampires. So this is a new Paverson Games logo shirt. Now with us having so many different titles, I figured it's nice to now have kind of a standard brand, standard shirt. So that's really exciting to have. And you'll probably start to see some of our staff at cons wear some of these too. I've only gotten a couple of them so far to test them out, but excited to start having those in the future. Speaking of shirts, a couple other things to kind of show off too. I've got, you all have seen these before, I think. The Luthier shirt, just to kind of this is just the standard Luthier brand shirt. I'm excited to report that I've got a good handful of these, not massive amounts, but I'm actually going to have these available at Gen Con. So if you are going to Gen Con, I'm going to have these for sale in limited quantities. So if you are going, you're going to be able to purchase one of these if you are a fan of Luthier and would like one. Or at the same time, if you buy a certain amount, you're going to be able to get one of these for free. It's going to be part of a bundle as well. It's going to come free once you, not a bundle, sorry. Once you purchase a certain amount, you'll get one of these for free. So keep an eye out for that. Or if you just want to have one, if you're a fan, you can get one of those. I also wanted to show off a couple other t-shirts. So we're celebrating Father's Day early at my house because I'm going to be away for Father's Day. So I just wanted to show off some of these shirts that my wife, well, okay, my kids, but my wife picked them out. Here's the first one. Oh my gosh, these are cheesy. I can't believe. And of course, because of board games, let's see, what's this first one? What does this say? I read the rules so you don't have to. Oh, good Lord. I don't know if I'm ever going to wear these. I mean, honey, I am. I can't wait to wear these. I'm going to wear them all the time at every convention, all the time, everywhere. Oh, good God, they get worse. The Game Father. Are you kidding me? Oh, my good Lord. I love you so much, honey. I love you. I love my wife so much and my children. Oh, my gosh. Okay, here's the next one. Oh yeah. Well, here it is. Yes. I love my wife. Here it is. Yeah, she loves this one. She told me I have to wear this one all the time. And what is it? I love my wife. Wait, I love it when my wife lets me play board games. Oh my good Lord. She told me I have to wear that one at the conventions to fend off all the ladies. Because I always tell her, all the ladies, no. I told her she doesn't have to worry at all. Anyway, so I got those t-shirts. Oh, but here's the other cool thing. This was neat. Look at this. The family gave me this. I can hang it on my office door, which is my office is the spare guest room in my basement. But still, I can hang it on my office door. Isn't that cool? Isn't that neat? It's like a laser cut wood thing. I thought this was so cool. I'm gonna there might be enough room to hang it above the door outside. Maybe. I think that's so cool. I love it. So anyway, yeah, so that's pretty awesome. Paverson Games. Okay. Thanks for all the comments. Yeah, you got fun for everyone. Got the rule shirt from your daughter. Yeah, yes. Yeah, so I think that's pretty, common. Us gamers, we get those gamer shirts. So anyway, okay. So speaking of Gen Con, I talked about the shirts, and I think it was Karen. Karen, did you say save one? Yeah, I'll try, Karen. I mean, if they're popular enough, there's no reason I couldn't print some more. The problem is, as some of my staff will know, it's a little tough bringing too much with me over there. It costs a lot of money to check bags and bring all that stuff over there, but we'll see. I can try and figure that out. See if I can get some. If it looks like there's demand enough, then perhaps I can. Oh yeah, I forgot I can post some of these too. That's a good one, Liam. Yeah, that's right. See, Liam, you're gonna have to wear it all the time. That's right. See. So Gen Con. Couple things about Gen Con real quick. So let's talk. It's still far away, so I'm not going to go too nuts with it. But just as a reminder about a couple things with Gen Con. The first one, I'm really excited about the fact, and many of you probably already know this, but really excited about the fact that almost everything we've got is sold out. We've got 53 events, 52 technically, 52 different games that are going to be run for Paverson Games. And those are pretty much all full games, not just quick little demos, full games, 52 different games running all weekend at Gen Con. Almost all of them are sold out. The only ones that aren't sold out are games that people don't realize what they're missing. Project Americano, the reason they don't, it's not sold out is they don't realize who the amazing designer is, who the amazing artist is, what this amazing game is, because it is so top secret and it's so prototype at this point. And so they don't understand the hotness. If they did, if I were to announce it, I think they would probably jump on it in a second. But it's their loss, but who knows? They might fill up at a certain point. So it's just those. There's a few of those that are open still, but everything else is completely sold out. I'm also going to be doing a little panel or a talk with Panda. If you're interested about the process behind making board games, like the manufacturing process, feel free to plan to come out to that. That's Sunday at noon. That'll be more of like a talk. And I'd love to talk with you and kind of give you a little bit more a background about that process. And again, that's with Panda. That's something that I think it's free. All these are free, but so feel free to come on out to that. So again, that will be fun. Oh, hey, SN Drummer 10. Oh, sweet. Let's see. Who is that? Who is SN Drummer 10? I'm trying to think who that is then. I can't now. I'm trying to remember who. You're going to have to say who that is. Oh, Liam. Oh, it's Tim. Oh, Tim and Liam. Tim and Liam. Those are my two of my amazing rehearsal people. So Liam, if you're listening, you're watching, SN Drummer 10 is like your equivalent in America. And Liam is an amazing rehearsal conductor over in the UK. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. So anyway, so there we go. You're all meeting online. This is great. The Paverson crew. So everything's really exciting about this with everything being sold out. And like I said, Americano right now is unannounced. Here's the deal, folks. And you've heard it here first, hopefully. Hopefully I'm right. We are hoping to announce the name of the game, the designer, the artist, as well as the cover of the game at Gen Con. The funny thing is, I think when we announce those things, those are going to fill up. Just because of some of those things, a few of those things are probably going to attract people, which is fine. So I'm very excited about that. That is if we can get it all finished in time. We'll see as far as the art and the cover. But really excited. It's a phenomenal game. Some of you have gotten a chance to play it. And again, it doesn't give anything away here. I click on it here. I think it talks about theme incorporates history and nature. I could say here too, it's set in historic Japan as well. Really excited about this project. It's worker placement. It's got simultaneous play as well as some play where you are playing and interacting with other players too. So excited about Project Americano. And that'll be neat for you all to be able to kind of see that revealed and announced out at Gen Con, hopefully if all goes well. Speaking of Gen Con, just to give people a glimpse into the world of Gen Con. So here, because I thought this would be fun for those that kind of aren't familiar with it, especially for those that know UK Games Expo. So here is kind of the space of Gen Con. And then for scale, here's a baseball field next to it. We generally run our, I don't know if it's going to show it here. Yeah, it's not going to. let us zoom in on this, but we generally run our events over here. In fact, this year it's probably going to be right around where this H is, I think, or HNA. And we'll have nine tables. No, 12, 9. I can't remember. Anyway, something like 9 or 12 tables over here, all running games simultaneously. And that'll be from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Thursday through Sunday. Well, Sunday ends early, but you get the picture. And that's our headquarters. And we'll have a table there that people can walk up to and kind of learn about Papers and Games as well. Then we'll try and encourage people to then walk all this way. And it takes about, if no one was there, if it was empty, it would probably take about 10 minutes. But since the halls are crowded like sardines, it takes about half an hour, probably. We'll encourage people to walk all the way. Once you hit the wall, you know to go all the way back. Hey, there we are, Papers and Games. That's right. There's those emergency exits. You know, when you see those emergency exits, you look for the tiny booth in the back, and that's Papers and Games. So we are in the way back, facing the back wall. This is exactly where we were last year. Actually, we were here last year. So we have moved over here. I don't know if that's a step up or not, but literally almost the exact same spot. We are trying very hard to move. We are trying very hard to expand. The way Gen Con works is that you have to hope and pray that one of these people, one of these booths leaves and does not come back. And then you get to kind of step up in that ladder. But that doesn't mean that you immediately get it, right? So you just hope that you're going to eventually get in line to be able to move up. You can see that some take up lots of space, right? Asmodee. Some, like Medieval Collectibles, have probably been there for 20 years. We might not have heard of them, but because they've been there for 20 years, they get priority. Or, Oink. We know Oink. I'm trying to find Crimson Chain Leatherworks. Hey, they probably are a pretty awesome established, Leatherworks cosplay type of company. But again, a lot of these, you just have to hope that maybe someday they might not come back and decide to come back, and you can try and edge your way in. But again, you've got to work with what you've got, and that's what we've got. And we, again, as a point of reference, take up about the equivalent to this whole area kind of in the HQ space. It's different because people are just sitting down and playing games. You can't sell there. You can't do anything else, but you at least have people playing games, and you hope that they'll come back by the emergency exit and kind of hang out here. The only upside to this is that people use this back way to get around the hall fast sometimes because it's less crowded, and you can afford to have a little bit more of a pile up in your booths. So our booth, as you can imagine, can be pretty busy. And so we can afford to have a little bit more there. So that's that. Now, the ironic part of all this is that there's something called the Board Game Geek Hotness or Board Game Geek Gen Con preview list, where every game that is going to be new, so that might be for sale, that might be for demo, is put on a list. And the ironic part is that we have in the top 15 of the hottest games there, we have 3 games. 3 of our games are in the top 15. No other company in the entire Gen Con catalog has 3 games in the top 15. So we have one of the smallest, worst placed booths in the entire Gen Con, but at the same time, we have 3 on the top of the list. So we've got some really amazing games. One of my good friends, Matthew Ryan, Envy Board Games, has Hercules. Of course, Jamie's Vantage is there. We've got Galactic Cruise. We've got Tashini's new game, Transgalactico at Devere. Here's Luthier, kind of right behind it, chomping at the tails of that. We've got Arnax, big box. There's Cocktails right after it that's not even out yet. Then a couple after that. is Class of '89 that is even more than a year out. So there's the top 15. I think Class of '89 is the 15th there. And then it keeps going on. Of course, some other really great games that I'm excited to be able to play that I won't be able to play at Gen Con. But you can see the first 25 on this first page. We have 3 of them, which is really exciting. I would say anyone that's out there right now, I'm just going to paste in the chat. If you haven't yet, I would love it if you wouldn't mind clicking the link I just put there and go there and just thumb those and thumb any others that you like too. That would be awesome to help us keep climbing that list. These, of course, make it so that people are like, oh, those must be games I should check out. And as you can see, I think, do they? They used to put the booth number there. Maybe they didn't do that anymore. I guess not. I thought they used to have the booth number there. Oh, well, anyway, but it caused people to think about it. That we will, it's all looking like we should have Luthier there, which will be fun and be exciting to be able to have that for sale. And obviously have people to be able to play it as well. So that's exciting stuff too. So exciting stuff there. Really, even though it's ways out right now, it's still neat to think about having Gen Con be this time to celebrate Luthier, celebrate cocktails, celebrate Class of '89, and celebrate and announce this brand new game we're going to be having as well. Hey, Samir, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to all of you for your support. Many of you gotten a chance to play some of these either online as part of our community or perhaps in person at UK Games Expo or AirCon even. And some of you stateside are going to get a chance to play some of these very soon at Gen Con because some of you have gotten tickets for those. So we're very, very, very excited to have you get a chance to play some of these prototypes or some of these finished games too. Okay, so let's move on to just a quick update about where Luthier is around the world. So I'm happy to report, of course, UK has been, in the UK, Luthier has been delivered. Which is really exciting. So our backers have gotten it. They've started posting about it online. As a reminder, we did that because we knew we'd have UK Games Expo. We thought it would be a fun opportunity to get it to them first. That never happens. I think our UK folks can agree that they usually get it. I don't know if they get it last, but they usually aren't the first to get it. Now, you might think, well, wait a minute, Dave, why wouldn't they get it first or get it at the same time as everyone else? Well, if you think about the world map and China, oftentimes the ship will leave China and go straight across to California or go down to Australia. They're usually the ones that get it first, or those are usually the first ones, or to obviously just Asia. And so actually the UK and Europe are usually some of the latest to get it, unless, of course, you deliver it to something on the East Coast or to something on Florida, which sometimes happens. But usually things are shipped to California or to Vancouver. And so Canadians and Americans oftentimes will get it after Australians and Asians. And Pacificans and anyone in that region. And so our folks in Europe, which of course does include the UK as well, usually are some of the last ones to get it, or rest of worlders like people maybe in South America or Africa or the Middle East, of course, as well. So this was hopefully a refreshing experience for them because they got it first, which was kind of nice. So they have received it, and we had a wonderful showing of that at the UK Games Expo as well. Australia, it's almost there, so it's the type of thing where you'd think that would be kind of going down right away, but it actually is something where they wait until there's enough of the shipment, because it doesn't fill a whole container of other stuff too, where then that warehouse, Let's Play Games, is going to be getting that. And then they intake it. And so I think probably within the next month or so that's going to be something that is going to be delivered to our Australian friends. The same thing is going to be happening with VFI. We're working through some VAT stuff with them. So I think probably between Australia and VFI within the next month, we'll probably have some answers there. Europe, we're working with our European partner, Fulfillment Europe, is responsible for booking the boat. And so we're working with them right now and we're finalizing that. So we're hopeful it's kind of out of our hands. We're hopeful that they're going to be booking the boat very soon. We haven't heard from it yet, but I think it's probably honestly within the next couple days. That boat will probably either go down around Africa or up through the canal. So again, we're probably looking at 4 to 6 weeks. And then it will get to the European hub, probably coming in through the Netherlands and then being dispersed out across Europe and some of rest of world. And then finally, that leads us to Canada and the US. And here I did want to share my screen again. I don't want to jinx it. Here, I'm going to reload it. I don't want to jinx anything, although now I'm jinxing it because I said it. So we supposedly have the boats, and they're on the boats. We supposedly have rough dates as to when they're going to arrive, but at the same time, these darn boats have been sitting in the same darn place for the last like 3 or 4 days, and I think they were supposed to leave by now. But supposedly this boat, the MSC Benin, is the one that's going to be heading to Long Beach, California, and unloading and hopefully getting to the Chicago rail yard that will then be getting to Michigan, which is where the warehouse is, sometime in probably mid-July, maybe mid to late July. It should get there in time for us to get it to the warehouse and get it to Gen Con and hopefully start to fulfill before Gen Con. That's the hope. It could be in the same situation as we had with the UK Games Expo, where it happens almost at the exact same time or right afterwards. Our UK Games Expo folks recognize the fact that they got it within days of UK Games Expo being over. That could be somewhat similar. We'll see. I'll be able to know probably within the next week or so, because right now I expected this boat to have been left dock, it is left dock, but left by now. But it still is saying that it's going to be going back inland again, which doesn't make any sense. As you can see on my map here, actually, let me make this bigger. There. It says it's going back inshore again, which doesn't make any sense. It's supposed to be heading out across the sea and over to Long Beach. So this goes again. Whoops, that's way out. Sorry. Out across over to Los Angeles, and from there it'll be dumped onto Long Beach. It'll go through customs. It'll take a train ride across the country. It'll get unloaded in Chicago, and then it'll get on a truck in Chicago, and it'll go up into the area of Grand Rapids and be unloaded into a warehouse there. From there, then they will separate it all out and start to work on the fulfillment process and send it out from there to all of you. The Canadian one, now this is where it gets funky, folks. Okay. And the Canadian one is a different boat. Okay. Now we did that because our Canadian friends, if you're saying to yourself, well, wait a minute, Dave, why didn't you just put it on the same boat? Do you want to pay the 30% tariffs? I didn't think so. So this boat is your boat, the CMA CGM Simi. This boat is, for some reason, somewhere outside Singapore. The odd thing about this one is this boat is not going to Vancouver. It is going to Halifax, which means it's going this way. It's going to be going down and around, probably down and around Cape Town and up and over and all the way over to Halifax, Nova Scotia, in which then it will take a train all the way up and down, up and around to Toronto, where it'll get off a train and it will then be right where it needs to be because Board Game Bliss is right there. Yes, James, what is right? But trust me, but here's the crazy part. It says it's going to be getting in around roughly the same time as the other one to the States. So both are targeted to be getting to their warehouses sometime in the mid to late July, which honestly is only, 2 to 3 weeks later than we originally estimated it. So we're actually not that, and that, the tariffs are the thing that really kind of put us behind here. So we're really not that far behind, because originally, without the tariffs, we were just going to ship it all together. As you can imagine, that makes the most sense. But with the tariffs, we started to decide to split it up. It cost me a lot more money, as you can imagine, to split it all up. But what I'm trying to do is save as many people as much money as possible, because I don't want to have to necessarily charge everybody and worry about all that tariffs, because the tariffs can be quite expensive. So that's where we're looking right now. I am sending a Kickstarter update out hopefully tomorrow if I have time tonight. And there, I'll try and lay out a little bit more details about some of this so that you can track it yourself. You can kind of figure some of this out yourself as well. But again, that's kind of what we're looking at as far as these boats right now. One is going one way and one is going the other. But right now, they're both kind of just like hovering for some odd reason. I will say that we are working with what I believe to be perhaps the world's best logistics person. Actually, it's two of the world's best. Our own, which is Kevin, who is amazing for Pavers and Games, but then also Justin, who does some great logistics kind of worldwide for Arc Global Logistics. And so I really trust that he's done a good job with this. Many people have not even been able to find boats and containers because of all the tariff nonsense. So we're actually, I'm serious. We're actually lucky that we even got on boats. Because of the fact that there's a lot of stuff that's still stuck on shore. I consider ourselves lucky that we're even on boats at all. The thing I'm just really confused about is why these suckers are still hovering here. It could be that this app is actually incorrect and these boats are like halfway across the ocean. I don't think so, but we'll see. I'm going to stop focusing on that right now. But anyway, that's that. But again, feel free to post questions in here for sure, and I can try and answer those. Change language. Let's see. You're asking change language. Play the waiting game much longer. That might be tricky. I mean, I'm happy to try and take a look at it. If there's things like that, it's a personal question, fun for everyone. Feel free to kind of reach out to me individually, and we can see. But oftentimes the languages are the tricky ones because they're kind of locked in. But you never know. But yeah. Yes, Liz, we are definitely going to give you the boat names, and I can give them to you one more time right now. I'm going to give them to you tomorrow in the Kickstarter update. But the one is the MSC Benin. That's the one that's going to the States. And the other one is, so the MSC Benin, Benin. And the other one is the CMA CGM SYMI. That's going to Canada. So I like to use marinetraffic.com. And James, you said free app. It's free, but I pay. I pay to be able to track it. Oh yeah, thanks for writing that down. I think it doesn't update every day. It updates by the minute for me. Like I can do like route forecasts, which you have to pay. Which this route forecast again is like doing this. I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, yeah. So, and it has a mobile app too. Okay, cool. All right, that's that. Okay, so on to the subject that I don't really want to talk about, but I think is important too, tariffs. All right. Okay, so you all are aware of tariffs. I don't need to I don't think I need to give you too much of a big background on tariffs. Tariffs suck. Tariffs are what have caused me to realize what it's like to be depressed for the first time in my life. I've been very fortunate and lucky to be someone that hasn't felt depression, I think, before, like serious long-term depression. But my wife can be the first to tell you that for the past few months, ever since Trump first announced the tariffs, I've been in a state of depression and emotional, I've not been in a good place for a number of months. And we've been worried about the future of my company. I've been worried about the fact that this is the last 4 or 5 years have been some of the happiest moments of my life. Being able to do something I love, do something that I feel like is a future that I can be excited about. and connect with all of you. I mean, nothing makes me happier than being at conventions and making games, playing games, designing games, and I felt like it was all taken away from me. So it's been really tough the last couple months. And when things changed a month or so ago, to go back to 30%, which again is 30% more than it usually is. Because for those that don't know, before Trump went back into office, they were at 0%. They've always pretty much been at 0%. That was something that was the business model made sense and it worked, regardless of whether or not that is how it should be. That's how I ran the Kickstarter campaign, because that's what it was then. That's how I submitted the files to manufacturing. That's how I hit start on manufacturing in December. So when we were in the middle of manufacturing between December and February and March, which, it's a multi-month process, and he announced those, I was devastated because I didn't know what I would be doing. I had options of, I could say, luckily Panda said, we will store your games for months if it needs to be. I mean, not forever, but for a couple months if you need to, for free. So that was wonderful. But I didn't know exactly what I would do. I knew they wouldn't stay at 145% because that's just childish of someone to state that they'd be at 145%. That's impossible for that to exist. And I knew that. And I think pretty much everybody knew that. But I didn't know what they would drop to. I knew in my head that if they could drop to around, no joke, like 30 to 35%, that would be something that could be doable. If they could drop below 50%, I could probably make it work, but it wouldn't be sustainable long-term. And so when they dropped to 30, I said, okay, we can do this. We can make it work. But I'm going to need to rely on the backers' support in this case as well, because of the fact that I kind of got caught without being prepared for this. So essentially bringing it into the States, because remember, this only matters with the games I'm bringing into the United States. If I didn't do anything about it and I just brought it into the States, I'd be potentially looking at writing a check to the United States for about $75,000. Like, so if tomorrow this boat fast forwarded to Long Beach, they'd call me up and say, you need to write me a check for $75,000. That's $75,000 I don't have. I mean, I have, to be perfectly transparent with you, I probably could afford to pay for maybe a quarter of that, I think, right now, without having to go into debt. I have money. I have the money built up to be able to do things, but I also need to be able to pay people and things, and keep running the business. And unless I wanted to start, furloughing or laying people off and not continue pursuing these other games, I'd need to take out a loan with the bank or do something else. So I can't afford a $75,000 bill because I was not planning on any bill. And this bill is just paying it straight to the government. It's not paying it to China, right? It's paying it to the government. The margins, unfortunately, are so thin with board games that it's not like we're making tons of money hand over fist here. So we really worked hard. So over the last couple months, since we knew this was coming, we've kind of started to work on like a calculator of sorts. Again, largely thanks to Kevin out there for all his help with kind of coming up with, he's just a whiz with spreadsheets, coming up with kind of what if scenarios, a calculator, right? So like, okay, well, what if it's 145%? What if it's 20%? What if it's 10%? Well, if it was 10%, I was going to be ready to just like, I think I can figure out how to make this work. But what if it's 20%? What if it's 30%? What if it's 40%? And so we kind of figured it out, and what we're not going to do is just say, okay, here's 30% here's the manufacturing cost. Here's 30% of that, pay it. because in all honesty, like I said, some of the margins are so thin on some of these things, you're actually going to be paying a lot of money because here's a hot tip, a hot take for lots of you, and some of you will appreciate this because we have inside jokes about the playmat. The playmat, I'm not kidding. The playmat costs more to make than the game itself. The playmat costs more to make than the deluxe game. Yes, the playmat costs more to make than the deluxe game. So, but I sold the playmat for a lot less to you. And I just did that because I was like, come on, they're Kickstarter backers. I want to give this to them. Like it's because that's just who I am. Because I'm a bad businessman. All right. And so in certain cases, it wouldn't be good. It would be it wouldn't help in that case. So what we decided to do, instead of saying 30% of manufacturing things, we've decided to come up with, and this was I just thought it'd be fun to do it. It's going to be a campaign. It's not a real campaign. It's not a Kickstarter campaign. But what it's going to be called, it's going to be called the Give Me 5 campaign. That's right, people. Give me 5. Say it with me. Give me 5. Give me 5. So it's going to be called the Give Me 5 plan. The Give Me 5 plan is exactly what it says. The Give Me 5 plan is all you Americans out there, give me 5% of the cost of each item that you have backed in the campaign. So, for instance, as an example, and this is a pretty silly example, but let's say, actually, what's an example? Let's say you bought just the deluxe game. The deluxe game in the campaign was $99. Let's just round it up to 100, but for simple purposes, the deluxe game was $100. Let's say, so 5% of that is $5, right? So if all you did with that, you're going to pay $5. Give me 5. Technically, it's $99, so it's $4.95. Let's say that it's for some reason. Actually, you could have. Let's say that you got the sleeves, right? What's 5? Oh crap! I gotta get my calculator. $10 times 0.05. All right. So let's say you got the sleeves. Sorry, I'm not good at math. And everyone's like, "Come on, Dave, that's so easy." Give me 5. If you got just the sleeves, that's 50 cents. You're gonna pay 50 cents. Give me 5, right? So basically, you're gonna pay 5 cents per item. 5 cents, 5% per item for the cost of each item that you backed in the game. Another way to think about it is, let's say you just did the Prelude, which is just the basic standard game. That's $3.50. Let's say you just did the Concerto, which is just the deluxe game and the promo pack. That's $5. Let's say you did the Symphony Pledge. That's like the deluxe that's got a couple of the add-ons as well. That's $9.75. Let's say you did the Magnum Opus, which was everything. That's $18.50. So that's got a lot more in it, right? So that's because the Magnum Opus has, well, it's got the playmat. It's got a lot of stuff in it, right? So that one is 5% of it. So it's just give me 5. That's all it is. Now the deal is, here's the catch though. I'm going to ask you, and you're going to see it in in backer kit. It's going to have a 5% tariff, or it's going to just say tariff, but it's going to be 5%. I'm trying to be transparent here because all I'm asking you to do, you can do it. You can just look it back. Wait a minute, Dave. I don't know if I trust you. Is that really 5%? Yeah, look it up. Look it up. Look in the backer kit. Look in Kickstarter. Do 5%. I'm trying to be transparent. I hate it when people are like, well, just trust me. No, it's right there. It's 5%. Because otherwise, you might be like, yeah, are you really serious there? Now you can look it up. It's completely transparent. What this will do is this will help me. I'm still paying a lot. So I'm like, remember what I said? I was going to be able to try and cover about 10% of this 30% tariff, but this is going to help me cover a little bit, or help me cover the rest of it as well. Remember, I'm still paying a ton of it because it's not like you're only covering your part. I'm bringing in a bunch of games myself because I was going to try. I've got a bunch for retail as well as my web store. So I've got to front a bunch of this already. So this is just going to help me kind of soften that load. And beyond you paying the 5%, helping me with that 5%, all I ask you to do is next time you see me in person, give me 5. Then you and I will know. And even if it's a year or two from now, when you come up to me and you give me 5 or fist bump me, that's fine too. I get it. Germs, all that. You and I will know. Give me 5, baby. We have that connection. We know. Give me 5. Give me 5. Give me 5. So again, that's what we're going to do is the Give Me 5 plan. It's going to help us get through this. It's going to help us be able to write that check without me having to take out a loan or anything like that. And again, really appreciate all your support with this. And yeah, that's that. And once again, Kevin helped me kind of understand that could be an option, that we could do it that way, as opposed to trying to figure out some sort of weird thing that didn't make sense or was confusing. And once I realized, wait a minute, I could just give me 5, then it all kind of clicked into place, and I was excited about being able to share it with all of you. And again, I'm going to try and explain it as best as I can in the Kickstarter update tomorrow as well. So that's it. That is all. I'm sorry it was a longer one than normal. Sorry I lost it a little bit there. But I so love all of you. Oh, good. Yes. Can I do that too? Let's see. Let's see if it works. Can I do it? Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Does it work? Yeah. Give me 5. All right. So that's going to be our deal there. Call sign from now on, everyone. Give me 5. I'm going to look for it. I'm going to be expecting it too from you all when I see you in person. Give me 5. So yeah, that's it, folks. I hope you have a good night. And I appreciate all of you. I can't wait to see some of you in person real soon. Again, I'll send the Kickstarter announcement out, or the update out tomorrow. And for those that feel free to comment on there, especially if people have questions, they might not have seen this. I'll try and link to this so that people can, maybe this will help, actually, now that I think about it, give them a little bit more of an explanation. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all we got. I feel like I don't know. That's it. Yeah. Good. Yeah. If you have any other questions, feel free to send them my way. Connect with me, connect with Libby. And that's it. Yeah. Love you all. Slàinte. Have a good one, everybody. See you at Gen Con and beyond. Essen maybe too. Wherever I see you next. See ya. Good night.